essentially taking them from nothing to everything. Okay.
I like that's a good deal.
So there's two people in this meeting. Holly is the director of HR, and Corey is the chief administrative officer. So I'm going to jump right into it. Also, if I get a phone call from my wife, I'm just going to run out of here. Okay. So Holly, Corey, thank you for your time and speaking with me today. My name is Mario. I'm a sales manager at Career Builder, and during my time here, I've had the privilege to work with many different companies across different industries, ranging from manufacturing companies all the way to healthcare organizations. And just like you, every organization that I've worked with has presented me with unique challenges, and has shared with me that our solution is fully customizable and scalable to meet the recruitment needs and successes of those clients. So today I hope to illustrate how our recruitment solution, can help create time and cost efficiencies within those processes, ultimately in line with your goals. And if you feel that our solution does align with your goals, let's move forward as business partners today. So today we're going to cover the challenges for AFR, the current strategy, why it isn't working, or maybe it is, what can Career Builder do differently, and the investment and rollout. Corey, is there anything else you'd like to get out of this meeting?
Is that Mary?
Yeah, that's you.
No, it sounds good.
Okay, cool. So why are we here? Again, we're here to talk about your goals and see if Career Builder would be a good fit, right? So the journey that took us here is kind of interesting. Holly had called me 7 weeks ago, or called Jeff 7 weeks ago, and said, Jeff, I've been tasked with creating recruitment strategies for AFR because we're starting to invest in our people. Jeff asked a simple question, well, what does that mean? They're looking to develop the future leaders because of feedback that was given from a combination of surveys and reps on the floor. The feedback was that most of these leaders are in their position because they were pushed into a promotion. They are seemingly incompetent to lead the team, and really there's just no confidence in these leaders for the mission of AFR. So Jeff took a deep dive into where do these leaders come from. And they come from the front lines. They come from sales positions. They come from your AE program. So right now the strategy to get those AEs in place is you're reliant on staffing agencies. And in fact, that's probably the reason why we're talking specifically, why you're talking to Career Builder, because Holly asked the candidates that were presented or provided by those staffing agencies, how'd you hear about this position? And it was all Career Builder. So Holly, being the genius that you are, decided to cut the middleman out and work directly with us. Another component of your strategy is you're spending $8,000 a month with Indeed. And the problem is we don't know what those efforts and those dollars are yielding, right? It's a lot of money to be spending into one vendor without understanding the return. And then ultimately you're relying on ADP workforce to pull everything together, right? And the feedback that I got from you is that it is a clunky system, it's an unorganized back-end system, and it's an intimidating apply process for your job seekers. So to understand why this strategy isn't working, we need to look further. But before we do go further, I'd love to take a moment to talk about Career Builder's philosophy. And it's pretty straightforward. Our philosophy is this: every single decision made, every strategy created is based off of data and analytics. And it's a system, it's a philosophy that I'm passionate about because it's a proven model, right? 96% of all businesses are making their decisions based off of data. Shoppers are making their buying decisions based off of data. Job seekers are making their decisions based off of data. Even my wife decided to have our third child at Northwestern based off of data, Net Promoter Scores. So that being said, Corey, let me ask you a question. How can you relate to this philosophy?
I guess we use data.
Cool. So my job as a consultant is to objectively look at this data, construct a plan for AFR that makes business sense, and then execute, essentially empowering you to make strategic decisions, empowering you to invest properly, which ultimately ties back into your goals. So what do I mean by data? Well, let's take a look at your battlefield. Unemployment is at an all-time low. Lowest it's been in 15 years, right? At 5%. What does that mean for you? People are back at work. The days of skilled people sitting on a couch waiting for a job are over. Ultimately, that means there's less talent available, which is forcing it to be harder to recruit for, which is in turn forcing you guys to be creative with your recruitment strategies. The point I'm trying to make with this slide is the landscape of recruitment has changed significantly over the past few years. In fact, the landscape of communication has changed too. Every single person in this room has a smartphone, correct? And if you don't, you better learn. So let's take a deep dive into a few perspectives. The job seeker perspective, right? I mentioned that the landscape of recruitment has changed, and it's due to the job seekers. Job seekers are now acting like consumer candidates, right? One of the problems is this: the application process is too long. We know that our job seekers are now working, right? They don't have the luxury of time to fill out a long application process. Since they're working, where are they finding the opportunities? One of the problems is most of these opportunities are not mobile optimized. People are using their phone. I mentioned the landscape of communication has changed. That's where people are looking for their opportunities. And then ultimately, the most annoying thing for job seekers is that fewer employers are responding to these applicants, right? Somebody's taking the time to fill out that long application process. Not too many people are engaging with these people that engage with you. Let's look at it from Holly's perspective. The challenge for recruiters is this. Well, one, there's no candidate pipeline. Every time a rec hits Holly's desk, she has to go to the market and start fresh again, right? She doesn't have a bench of people to rely on to fill these positions. It's harder to find qualified and relevant candidates. More importantly, there's no analytics to help understand if what Holly is doing is the right thing to do or not. And then probably the most annoying thing for Holly is that there's multiple disconnected recruitment tools. Now I know Holly uses 11 different job boards, including Indeed. She uses 2 resume databases, LinkedIn, also Indeed. And essentially what the goal has to be is to make Holly more efficient and effective. And that's where we tie in. So what can we do differently? It's one solution, one simple platform that streamlines that entire process. It combines the strongest advertisement out there with technology and data to make sure that Holly is much more efficient and effective from start to finish, okay? There are 3 different buckets that the pre-hire platform caters to. We cater to the job seeker experience, Holly's experience, and then ultimately giving you the information to back up your strategy. This is probably the most interesting one. So how do we cater to job seekers, right? Corey, how often do you shop on Amazon?
Maybe once a month.
That's okay. I'm on Amazon more times than I should be. My wife is always on Amazon. And the reason why is because it's so easy to shop there. They're constantly re-engaging with me. They're saying, hey Mario, I know that you were in buying mode. And once I'm in buying mode, I've already made a decision to buy something. I just don't know when or what I'm gonna get. But I know that I'm gonna go to Amazon because they keep on engaging with me. Same approach needs to be taken for the job seeker experience. We need to make it easy for these guys to interact with AFR. Make it easy for them to understand that, hey, you guys are the employer of choice. We need to keep on re-engaging with these candidates. You need to let them know that you do have these opportunities here and you are interested in them. And more importantly, you need to make sure that you're mobile optimized. Again, you need to put your opportunity in front of the ways people are looking for opportunities nowadays. And then how do we cater to Holly? Well, it's one Holly that supports the entire organization. So let's make sure that everything that Holly does is maximized, right? Post all those jobs with a few clicks. Search your existing database to attract the people or to re-engage with the people that have engaged with your brand. And then ultimately automate some of the manual tasks just to put more time in Holly's day. And then intuitive data and analytics. Let's understand the effectiveness of the strategy you have in place. Let's understand and make sure that Holly is maximizing her time. And then more importantly, let's understand that if your dollars are going to the right places. Maybe you invest more in something that's giving you a higher return. Corey, let's talk about Mike. Mike is seemingly your top sales rep, correct?
Yeah,
You have metrics of evaluation for Mike?
sure do.
Okay. So you need to know if you need a hire mic, fire mic, or professionally developed mic, correct?
Sounds right.
Okay. Same thing needs to be done for your recruitment efforts. So every time you go to the market, you get smarter instead of saying, oh, here we go again. So how do we get started? And it starts with the initial investment. So my professional recommendation is this. Let's take a different approach. Let's diversify your recruitment budget. Today I'm asking for an investment of $5,295 per month for the full-scale solution that includes the following components. We'll give you the strongest advertisement in the market. We'll make sure that AFR is the employer of choice. We'll also give you the technology to make it easy for these job seekers to engage with you. More importantly, we make it easy for you to re-engage with them. And then ultimately, we give Holly the ability to tie everything back and then give you the ability to understand your return of investment through data and analytics. So to roll out simple. Once you sign the contract, the timeline, it's 4 to 6 weeks to build out this system for you. The roadmap, Jeff and I are going to be with you at every crucial point during this time to make sure that you're trained properly, to make sure that you leverage these tools correctly, and to make sure the implementation runs smoothly. We're going to leverage our contacts at Career Builder and assign you a project manager. We're here, we're awesome, lean on us. So Corey, I have the utmost confidence in myself, my company, my team, and more importantly, the solution and how it aligns with AFR. How do you see the solution fitting into your business?
I can see value there.
Cool. Press hard when you sign, the bottom copy is yours.